Hello students, welcome back to the e-learning classes of Sunrise Global School. This is Asmita Sharma, your science teacher, and today we are going to continue with the 6th chapter of science. So the name of the chapter is Physical and Chemical Changes. We have already been discussing about the chemical changes in the last video, and now in the today's class we are going to continue with the next activity, that is 6.8. So come, let us know what is there in this activity. Now take about a teaspoonful of vinegar in a test tube. Add a pinch of baking soda to it. So what you have to do is you have to take a teaspoonful of a vinegar that may be there in your fridge, and you have to add a pinch of baking soda. Now you would hear a hissing sound and see bubbles of gas coming out. So whenever we will add baking soda into a vinegar, we will see that the bubbles will come out. Pass this gas thoroughly freshly prepared lime water as shown in the figure 6.5. What happens to the lime water? So here you can see it into the figure over here that in first tumbler you are taking vinegar plus baking soda, and whatsoever bubbles you are getting you will pass this on into this next tumbler. So in next tumbler there is lime water already in there, and you are passing out baking soda, the bubbles of the baking soda. So now when we will see this, what we will observe in the lime water that is already present in the test tube, and you are adding the bubbles of baking soda in it. So when you will observe all this activity, you will see that the change in the test tube is as follows. So there was vinegar, which is acetic acid, and you added baking soda, which is sodium hydrogenic carbonate. So sodium hydrogen carbonate is the baking soda and vinegar is acetic acid. What it gives is it will give carbon dioxide plus other substances. So the reaction between the carbon dioxide and the lime water is as follows. So when there is a reaction between carbon dioxide and lime water, that is into the next test tube, it will be as follows. So carbon dioxide plus lime water will give calcium carbonate plus water. So see, in this first test tube, that was vinegar and baking soda. So when you mixed vinegar and baking soda, you find out carbon dioxide and other substance. Now that carbon dioxide is passed on to the next test tube, which already has lime water in it. So when this lime water and when this carbon dioxide will mix up, when they will add up, they will give calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3, that is calcium carbonate, and water, that is H2O. So when carbon dioxide is passed through lime water, calcium carbonate is formed, which makes lime water milky. So this solution, the color of the solution will turn into milky color. The turning of the lime water into milky is a standard test of carbon dioxide. You will use it in chapter number 10 to show that the air we breathe out is rich in carbon dioxide. So the activity that you are going to do in the chapter number 10, you will reach in that activity that how carbon dioxide is present into air. In the activity 6.6 to 6.8, you saw that in each change one or more new substance were found. In activity 6.6, the ash was the new substance formed from magnesium was burnt. In activity 6.7, copper sulfate with iron produced iron sulfate and copper. So when copper sulfate and iron were mixed together, they found out copper sulfate and iron. Both these activities are new substances. So in this activity 6.6 and 6.7, whatever came out from the reaction was a new substance. Copper was deposited on shaving blade of iron. So this was the new substance that we got in activity 6.7. Now in the activity 6.8 that we just did, vinegar and baking soda together produce carbon dioxide. First of all, when you mixed vinegar and baking soda, you found out that there was carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide was then mixed into lime water, which turned the lime water into milky. Can you name the new substance that was formed in the reaction? So there was a new substance that we found out in this reaction. A change in which one or more new substances are found is called a chemical change. So a chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. This is a definition that you have to mark as important. Now what is a chemical reaction? So whenever one or more new substances are found, that is a chemical change. And whatever chemical change is there, chemical change is known as chemical reaction. So chemical changes are very important in our lives. All new substances are formed as a result of chemical changes. For example, if a metal is to be extracted from an ore, such as iron from iron ore, we need to carry out series of chemical changes. So whenever the product iron is extracted from iron ore, the iron ore is found out generally underground, and from there we found out iron from that. We take out pure substance iron from it. So whenever this process takes place, there are many chemical reactions that has to be performed, and then only we can find out iron. A medicine is the end product of change of chemical reactions. Any medicine that you take when you are not well, so these medicines are change of chemical reactions. Many chemical reactions are performed, and then the final result that came is the medicine that we eat. Useful new materials such as plastics and detergents are produced by chemical reactions. Indeed, every new material is discovered by studying chemical changes. All the chemical changes result in a new material, whether it could be medicine, whether it could be plastic, or whether it could be the detergent that your mother uses to wash the clothes. So, all these substances are due to chemical reactions. So always remember, chemical reactions form new substances which are useful to us. And whenever we want to create a new substance, new material, we have to study the chemical changes performed during the formation. We have seen that one or more new substances are produced in a chemical change. In addition to new products, following may accompany a chemical change. So yes, new products are made, but with that there are some other chemical changes that take place. Heat, light, or any other radiation may be given or absorbed. So whenever there is a chemical reaction, it is possible that heat or light or any other radiation like ultraviolet is produced or is observed. Sound may be produced. A change in smell may take place, और अ न्यू स्मेल में बी गिवन ऑफ. सो दिस इज़ ऑल्सो अ चेंज दैट में टेक्स प्लेस. हो सकता है उसमें से कुछ स्मेल न्यू स्मेल निकले, या हो सकता है कोई पुरानी स्मेल जो है वो चली जाए. अ कलर चेंज में टेक्स प्लेस. देर इज़ अ पॉसिबिलिटी दैट किसी का कलर चेंज हो जाए. दैट वी ऑलरेडी सॉ इन एक्टिविटी 6.7 हाउ द ब्लू कलर, हाउ द ग्रीन कलर टेक्स प्लेस. A gas may be formed, like in 6.8 we find out कि carbon dioxide gas बनी थी उसमें से. So that is how the chemical reactions takes place. Let us look at some examples. You saw that burning of magnesium ribbon is a chemical change. Burning of coal, wood, or leaves is also a chemical change. In fact, burning of any substance is a chemical change. सो दिस यू हैव टू रिमेंबर दैट कोई भी चीज़ जब जलती है तो उसमें से कोई ना कोई केमिकल चेंज होता है. वेदर दैट बर्निंग इज़ ऑफ कोल, वेदर दैट बर्निंग इज़ ऑफ वुड, और इट कुड बी ऑफ लीव्स. बर्निंग इज़ ऑलवेज अकम्पनीड बाय अ प्रोडक्शन ऑफ हीट. सो जब भी कोई चीज़ जलेगी, जब भी बर्निंग का प्रोसेस होगा, हीट प्रोड्यूस ज़रूर होगी. Explosion of a firework is a chemical change. You know that such an explosion produces heat, light, sound, and unpleasant gases that pollute the atmosphere. That is why you are advised to not play with fireworks. So जब हम लोग दिवाली के टाइम पे explosions या crackers फोड़ते हैं, these crackers generally create a lot of sound, light, and बहुत सारी gases. So these gases are not good for the atmosphere, and that is why we advise not to burn crackers. When food gets spoiled, it produces a foul smell. Shall we call this change as a chemical change? Yes. तो जब भी कोई खाना सड़ जाता है या वो बहुत टाइम तक पड़ा रहता है, उसमें से बहुत गंदी सी स्मेल आने लगती है. This is due to a chemical change because a chemical reaction takes place into the substance present in the food. You must have noticed that a slice of an apple acquire a brown color if it is not consumed immediately. If you have not seen this change in color, cut a fresh slice of apple and keep it away for some time. Repeat the same activity with a slice of potato or brinjal. The change in the color in these cases is due to the formation of new substance. So आप जब भी एप्पल को या फिर आप पोटैटो को या ब्रिंजल को कट करके रख देंगे एंड उसे थोड़े टाइम तक कंज्यूम नहीं करेंगे या उसे कुक नहीं करेंगे तो आप देखेंगे कि वो ब्राउन कलर में टर्न हो जाता है. दिस इज़ बिकॉज ऑफ द रिएक्शन विद द ऑक्सीजन प्रेजेंट इन टू द एयर. So whenever this things happens, there is a chemical change that takes place. Now the next topic is rusting of iron. Let us get back to rusting. This is one change that affects iron particles and slowly destroys them. Since iron is used in making bridges, ship, car, truck, bodies and many other articles, the monetary loss due to rusting is huge. क्योंकि iron से बहुत सारी चीज़ें बनती हैं and these things are very big like the bridges, the ships, the cars and truck bodies. So जब आयरन जब रस्ट होने लग जाता है तो वो बहुत लॉस करता है, बहुत मॉनेटरी लॉस करता है बिकॉज आफ्टर दैट इट इज़ नॉट ऑफ यूज़ and that is why we have to change the parts or we have to make color them so that we can use it for a longer time. The process of rusting can be presented as follows. So this is the equation of process of rusting of iron. So iron plus oxygen, that is from the air, plus water gives rust. So jab iron and oxygen, so first of all you have to see that iron plus oxygen plus there is water. So water comes from the humidity or from the contact of iron with water. This gives rusting of iron. For rusting, the presence of both oxygen and water is essential. In fact, if the content of moisture of air is high, which means it is more humid or rust becomes faster. So अगर रस्टिंग हो रही है तो ये पॉसिबिलिटी है कि ऑक्सीजन और वाटर दोनों ही प्रेजेंट होगा. कभी कभी मॉइस्चर की वजह से दैट इज़ इन द एयर, द मॉइस्चर इन द एयर दैट इज़ ह्यूमिडिटी व्हेन द एयर कंटेन्स अ लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर वेपर. सो जब एयर में वाटर वेपर का कंटेंट बढ़ जाता है द एयर बिकम्स मॉइस्ट and this moist air does the effect on iron and the iron rust faster. This is how the rusting becomes very faster. फटाफट से iron को rust पकड़ लेगा. So how do we prevent rusting? तो हम इस rusting को कैसे stop कर सकते हैं? Prevent iron articles from coming in contact with oxygen or water or both. So हम इन आर्टिकल्स को, जो भी आर्टिकल्स आयरन से बने हुए हैं, हम इनको ऑक्सीजन एंड वाटर के कांटेक्ट में नहीं लेके आ सकते, तभी ही रस्टिंग को प्रिवेंट किया जा सकता है. वन सिंपल वे इज़ टू अप्लाई अ कोट ऑफ पेंट और ग्रीस. इसका एक सिंपल वे है कि या तो हम उस पर पेंट लगा दें या हम उस पर ग्रीस लगा दें. इन फैक्ट दीज कोट्स शुड बी अप्लाइड रेगुलरली टू प्रिवेंट रस्टिंग. सो ये जो पेंट है या ग्रीस है ये हमें रेगुलरली टाइम इंटरवल्स में लगाते रहना चाहिए सो दैट आयरन पर रस्टिंग ना हो. अनदर वे इज़ टू डिपॉजिट अ लेयर ऑफ मेटल लाइक क्रोमियम और जिंक ऑन आयरन. एंड द अनदर वे अपार्ट फ्रॉम पेंटिंग एंड ग्रीसिंग इज़ टू अप्लाई अ लेयर ऑफ अदर मेटल ऑन आयरन. सो दिस मेटल कुड बी क्रोमियम और जिंक. Now this process of depositing of layer of zinc on iron is called galvanization. So galvanization is the process in which iron is covered with a new product or a new coating of a new metal that could be chromium or zinc. The iron pipes we use in our homes to carry water are galvanized to prevent rusting. So आपके घरों में जो आयरन पाइप से पानी आता है उसको गैल्वेनाइज किया गया है so that उसमें रस्टिंग ना हो. You know that ships are made of iron and a part of them remains underwater. On the part above water also water drops keep clinging to ship's outer surface. Moreover, the water of the sea contains many salts. The salt water makes the process of rust formation faster. Therefore, ships suffer a lot of damage from rusting in spite of being painted. So, ships जो हैं जो पानी में रहती हैं बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम तक उनका सिर्फ जो डाउनवर्ड्स पार्ट है वो पानी में रहता है बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट पानी जो है जो सी का पानी है दैट इज़ सॉल्टी एंड दैट टचेस द अदर सरफेसेस ऑफ द शिप्स एज वेल. सो वो जब दूसरे सरफेसेस को टच करता है सो दैट डिफॉर्म्स द आयरन एंड द रस्टिंग प्रोसेस बिकम वेरी फास्ट. सो इंस्पाइट हम कितना भी पेंट लगा लें उसको स्टिल द शिप्स जो हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा जल्दी रस्ट कर जाती है एंड द लॉस अकर्स इज़ वेरी मच. सो मच सो दैट अ फ्रैक्शन ऑफ शिप्स आयरन हैज़ टू बी रिप्लेस्ड एवरी ईयर. सो एवरी ईयर शिप का आयरन जो है उसको रिप्लेस करके न्यू सब्सटेंस डाला जाता है। द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज अबाउट क्रिस्टलाइजेशन। इन क्लास 6th you have learned that salt can be obtained by evaporation of sea and water. The salt obtained in this manner is not pure and its crystals are small. The shape of the crystals cannot be seen clearly. However, large crystals of pure substance can be formed from their solutions. This process is called crystallization. So जो salt मिलता है हमें sea में से, the particle of the salt is very much small. Although वो एक क्रिस्टल है, बट वो क्रिस्टल हमें दिखाई नहीं देता क्योंकि वो बहुत छोटा पार्टिकल होता है। सो सॉल्ट के बड़े बड़े पार्टिकल्स बनाए जाते हैं, बड़े क्रिस्टल्स बनाए जाते हैं, इसको बोलते हैं क्रिस्टलाइजेशन। सो क्रिस्टलाइजेशन इज एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ फिजिकल चेंज। दिस इज वन ऑफ द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ फिजिकल चेंज। So this was all about chapter number 6 that we have learnt in this session. I hope this much is clear to you. We will meet in the next class for the next chapter. Till then, take care, stay safe, stay home.